right, the numbers continue to rise as we are here to listen to rise. And so we'll let them kick off whenever they are ready. We're at 45 and it continues to go up. So let's wait till we get to 50. We're almost at 50. We had well over 150 registers, so I know that more will be joining us as we continue to go, but we've surpassed the 50 mark and we don't want to use up too much of your time. So Alexia, Kayla, and the rest of the crew, whenever you're ready to go, we shall.
All right. Let's do it.
Summertime and the living is easy. The fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your dad is rich, but your mother's good looking. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. This is not entertainment. This is my song that takes me down into the deepest corridors of my soul. And I sit in that place of serenity as I remember cooking in my grandmother's kitchen. No, this is not entertainment. At Rise, we have found a new paradigm. We dance to celebrate our recovery. We take up our paintbrushes to paint our stories with every color of the rainbow. And we have come to realize that we are not on the fringes of the community. We are the community. My name is Alexia Jones, and I am the Executive Director of Rise. And I'm also a person who lives in long-term recovery. And what that means for me is for the last 25 years, I've had not a need or desire to use any mind-altering substances. It also means that I get to live my recovery out loud through my song, through my dance, through my art. At Rise, we are like hot air balloons where we throw overboard the stigma and the pain, the hurt, the shame, and the fear. And within us burns a fire of passion and purpose. And as that fire burns, we rise. We rise into skies that are limitless. And so today, as we celebrate recovery, at Addiction Awareness Day, Addiction Recovery and Awareness Day, we are so excited to experience with you artistic expressions. First, we will share the art of dance. Dance is a universal language that allows the body to express itself and also gives the body an opportunity to have a say-so in your story. We would like to introduce to you our first choreographer and artist of the day, Kayla Anderson, a recovery champion, choreographer, and mover. Enjoy.
Can there be sunshine and blue skies? Sometimes we're crying with pure smiles. Oh, it's not always easy, but we don't stop trying. Can there be sunshine? Scared of your own shadow, lost time got you living shy. You don't know what you're missing. Put your mind at rest, still we'll all be fine. I know it sounds easier said than done. Don't get caught up here. Don't you know the rain brings out the sun? That the rain brings out the sun. Won't there be roses?
All right, Brian, you can switch back.
Good to go.
Yes, sir. All right, hello everybody. My name is Kayla, and this is also Kayla. She is the incredible dancer that you just saw in the video. Super talented, and we are blessed to have her as part of the Rise peer group. So today I just wanted to talk to her a little bit about what inspired the dance and her dance process, as well as just like her journey and how dance informs her recovery. So talk to us a little bit about your process behind the choreography for that piece.
For this piece, I just really started off listening to music and seeing what kind of songs inspired me. I really kind of wanted something that had a lot of hope in it and something that really portrayed like having some dark days, but seeing brighter days ahead, like understanding that sometimes, even though it feels like everything is going wrong, that there are better days. And the song just really spoke to me. And I listened to it, and all I could do was start singing and dance in my head. For me, that's how it happens most times. I hear a song, and automatically I start a dance starts forming in my head. And then I was like, okay, this needs to be in my body, and I need to do something with this. So this one, my process really was hearing this song, starting to see something in my head, and then just writing it down, and then doing it with my body, and then practicing it a few times, and that's what came to be.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Can you give us a little bit about how, just in general, dance has helped with your wellness overall, just throughout your life?
Yeah, dance has really been such a huge part of my life for as long as I can remember. I like to say I was born dancing, but training-wise, I started around 5. But when I was a child, my dad used to say we would watch Soul Train, and I would just follow along and try to imitate the moves they're doing or whatever they're doing. And so dance has really been so consistent in my life and has been a way to express how I'm feeling, really give me an outlet for just anything I'm going through. If I'm feeling bad or down or anything, like dancing just lets me get out of my body, out of my mind, just into whatever it becomes. And it just makes me feel better after I do it. When I'm feeling particularly down, sometimes I sit back and think, what am I missing from my life right now? And if dance has been something I haven't done in a little while, or just haven't had the space or the time or taken the energy to do it, I realize that's often what's missing and will help me feel better and to get things back on track and realize like, okay, this is something that I need in my life forever because it helps me feel better. It really is a big component of my wellness, and anyone can do it. Like, you don't have to feel like you're a dancer to just like let your body do whatever it feels like doing.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I just appreciate you taking the time to share that with us and give us a glimpse into your process. We actually have another treat for you guys today. We have another piece choreographed by Sarah Johnson. We can go ahead and roll that clip, Brian, whenever you're ready.
This is for the busted hearts. This is for the question marks. This is for the outcast soul, lost control, no one knows. Sing it for the can't go back. Sing it for the broken past. Sing it for the just found out. Life is now upside down. If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand, if you're fighting the fight of your life, then stand. We're gonna make it through this hand in hand. And we will fall together.
came. It's not too late. If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand, if you're fighting the fight of your life, then stand. We're gonna make it through this hand in hand. If we fall, we will fall together. Together. When we rise, we will rise together. Together. If you're looking for hope tonight, you're all alone. If you're feeling alone tonight, and you feel if you're in the
Hold on. Y'all hit the unmute.
All right, everyone. So that was choreographed by the amazing Sarah Johnson. I just wanted to talk to her as well a little bit about her choreography as well as her process, and just kind of what brought that together for you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Johnson. I'm a person in long-term recovery. And what that means for me, it's been 2 years since I found it necessary to use any mood or mind-altering substance. Also, I'm a person recovering from a mental health diagnosis. And dance is my life. And when I came to Rise, I was given the opportunity to be able to use my talents and gifts to be able to find a new outlet to recover. So I really appreciate Rise. So when I heard this song, I realized that this song kind of embodied, well, first of all, it said, we rise, which we always say here at Rise. So it really embodied what I thought the support that I get from Rise. I really wanted to transform that into movement. And so this song was really a group effort where we came together and we illustrated through dance how Rise really comes in, allows you to be yourself. If you fall, there's people here to lift you up. If you're doing good, there's people here to give you a hand clap, praise. And it's just a really great place. You know, it allowed me to get through my second year of recovery. So I'm just grateful to be able to share my dancing and my choreography in this space.
Yeah, that's powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It was a real pleasure to hear that. So next we are going to transition into the words part of our program, and I will let Yosis go ahead and lead us in that.
My rhyme scheme cerebral, vibe be so peaceful, trying to multiply my means. Meanwhile, my smile be so sweet though. My tribe be so regal. Don't mind how far we go to be sure that we know all the people treated equal. See, that's the reason we flow, leaving seeds when we grow. 'Tis the season for the reaping, so we sow dope. No need to post, far on the change it's in our veins, and if the world is in our hands, man, we hold hope. What's up, A-Ride 2021? It is so awesome for you to be here with us in this space, and what poetry has done for me personally is that it has expanded all of my territories and all of my space. It has kept me dreaming, it has kept me loving, it has kept me healing. And what I have seen with poetry in combination with recovery is that it does indeed heal the people. We have seen poetry in many, many spaces across this state, in small rooms and big rooms. We have seen it bring people to tears. We have seen it bring people to light. We have seen it really advocate for people, educate people, make people laugh, entertain people. It has so many powers. And so the process of poetry in the bigger scheme, when you bring it down to what it really is, it is a simple process that you get to have a connection with something bigger than you, where you get to experience stillness, where you get to really express your most authentic truths in the form of word, crafting of language. That's what poetry is, and I have loved my life since poetry has been in it. We would like to welcome you to share your poetry on February 13th at 7 o'clock for Saturday Night Live, where we come together as a group and we share our words, and they don't have to be perfect, they just have to be you. Thank you so much for supporting Rise, coming with us today to see our poetry and see our dance. And next, you will look at a poem of mine entitled We Are the Artists. That's an excerpt from Chronicles of Hope, Recovery. This is what recovery looks like.
We have gathered. We have gathered together today as the nation, the people, the prophets and the teachers, the students and the dreamers, the servants and the leaders, the lovers, the believers and the wanderers. We are all here in this space, sharing this mix, giving these same moments, sharing this same gift, which is the present, which is to be considered the sweetness of life, sending up whispers to the heavens from both the sinners and the preachers alike, with the same hunger, some hunger to feed some people, to feed the people who is us, both the loved and the rejected. A community of misfits and rebels connected together to gather blessings from lessons of roads less traveled. For we are storms faced and trails ablazing. You see, the lost don't ever just stumble upon their own way. We make it. And in all that we are, and all that we have ever been, let us not forget that we are indeed the artists. We are the art. We are the creators, creations, creating who we all are. We are the artists. We are the art that is living, that is breathing, that is soul screaming for more color, more paint, more music, notes, fashion, fabric, more words. Passion seeps from our pores. For every ounce of our beings are being transformed by some source, restored by some force, which is pumping our blood, which is filling our lungs, which is mixing and mastering heartbeats in perfect rhythm. Living, we are the living drum. We are the beat. We are the song. We are the musicians and the instruments and the lips pressed with precision and spit to play them. We are the sound of miracles making themselves be known. We are the soul. We are so full of hope. Everything we touch must turn to gold. We are the artists. We are where the heart is. We make home everywhere we go. And we set fires to our own throats, placing petals we pick from roses that they call poems at the toes of strangers whose load is so ingrown, it don't even hurt no more. More color, more paint, more music, notes, fashion, fabric, more words. We are poems to be written. We are clay to be molded and sculpted and shaped into more love, less hate. See, there is more to be created from this pain. So when we come to summon God and all of the angels that they might visit these spaces and sit in the vibrations we make with naked fingertips and hold the pick that strum the strings that we hum wishes with. We are the song, and may we sing into our dreams until they become things that we have never seen with our own sight. But long live the vision, the thought that we've been given, gifts to give gods that we've been taught are too big for us to become when we grow up. But we are big. We are bigger than big. We are bigger than big is big, far sharper than senses get, for we are spirits, and such that you can't put your finger on it, but you feel it. Goosebumps, we are the chill. We are the children. We are the children who still feel. We are the children who still feel real healing in the silence between the beats. Sometimes silence screams just by being, and we are hope. We are hope from the hopeless, and we are begging and we are pleading for each other's broken souls to notice. Now is not the time to be silent. We rise.
So up next, we hope that you loved what you've seen so far, but up next, we will give you another excerpt of Chronicles of Hope. This gentleman goes by the name of Mr. Brian Anderson.
Can you see him? Can you hear him? He was homeless at the age of 5 with his father and his 2 older brothers. He was molested at the age of 7 and 8. Can you see him? Can you hear him? He turned to drugs at the age of 17. He was addicted at the age of 18. Can you see him? Can you hear him? Had his first suicide attempt at the age of 19. Can you see him? Can you hear him? Was locked down inpatient treatment at the age of 27. Can you see him? Can you hear him? 3 times jail. Can you see him? Can you hear him? I posed the question throughout this presentation. The 2 questions that I posed was, can you see him? Can you hear him? The answer is clear. Yes, you can. For I am he. My name is Brian Anderson, and I am recovery.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Kayla. And again, I'm a person in long-term recovery. Music has always been an integral part of my life. Since I was a child, music always picked up where words could not. I was raised around music. I have a lot of family members that are bass players, drummers, and the like. I was in band for 3 years. I started playing guitar when I was about 16, but during my active addiction, I kind of lost some of my skills as well as my passion to play music, as some of you do with your passions as well. Now that I'm in recovery, I've been able to tap back into those passions. So that is the greatest thing that recovery has brought me. Today, I'm able to share with you another person who is in recovery to some extent. And his name is Andrew. He is a 3rd-year student at Emory University, and his passion is using music in order to maintain mental health and wellness. So without further ado, I present to you Andrew.
Hi all, my name's Andrew Way. Thank you so much, Kayla, for introducing me. I'm a 3rd year at Emory University studying psychology. I'm interested in psychology primarily because of my own experiences with struggling with mental health, and I wanted to see how I can contribute and understand the components that make up mental health and well-being, and what sort of interventions I can implement to help myself and help others. And I've really found that music is, and art in general, is just one of the most powerful ways to do that. I was diagnosed with ADHD at a pretty young age, and coming from an Asian family, I felt a lot of academic pressure to succeed, and having 2 very successful older sisters, I often struggle with feelings of inadequacy and just like comparison. So when I first started playing music in like 2nd grade, I believe, I started playing classical piano. I think it was the first time when I ever experienced actually being good at something and being self-motivated to pursue something on my own accord, not to satisfy my parents, not to get a grade. And that sort of passion taught me a lot of very useful skills that I've been able to carry through my life, like how to work hard and how to care about something because I want to do it. And it helped me overcome a lot of my social skills through just working in a community, being a leader, through working in bands, working with my friends to make music and whatnot, teaching me a lot of soft social skills that I think were really difficult to do as a kid with ADHD who really didn't have many friends as a child. So that sense of community that music brought me is something that is invaluable and I think can benefit a lot of people. And now I have struggled with a lot of depression and anxiety since like high school, and music has helped keep me grounded through all those experiences by both giving me community and giving me something to care about on my own accord and giving me purpose and fulfillment. So without further ado, I'd like to present a song, classic jazz standard, Body and Soul, a rendition of it that I made inspired by one of my favorite saxophonists, Michael Brecker.
Awesome. So we just want to thank you. That was freaking amazing. You guys show him some love in the chat, please. He deserves it. That was just a blessing. That was a blessing overall.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, of course. You're welcome back anytime. And I mean that. I really do. I just wanted to know, what inspired you to choose that song that you did?
Yeah, so that song, Body and Soul, is a classic jazz standard that I think is one of the first ballads I ever learned how to play on the saxophone. And I think ballads have always spoken to me really well as a person that's been struggling with a lot of emotional issues because they not only do they appeal to like very strong emotional feelings and really access those things in a way a lot of other art can't, I think, but playing and performing it requires a lot of control. And that's a very important skill, to just practice the art of control and being in touch and mindful of myself. So I think just the art of playing a ballad really speaks to those things well. And this is my first note I ever learned, so I thought I should do it. Yeah.
That's incredible. Would you say that jazz is your favorite genre of music to play, or?
I wouldn't say jazz per se specifically, but just the art of improvisation, I think which is very well grounded in jazz. And I like, whether that be in rap or in like other forms of music, I think improvisation is a very beautiful way of expressing yourself and finding ways to work in the moment, but also preparation. It's a good balance between preparation and in the moment expression, which I think is very valuable.
Right. Yeah, I would say improvisation is essentially like the embodiment of accepting life on life terms, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing that you're super into that. And like I said, again, like, you're welcome back anytime. And we really appreciate having you. So thank you again, Andrew.
I appreciate you guys having me.
All right. Thank you, buddy. So next we're going to go into the visual art portion of our programming. We have a lovely artist named Cassandra. She has been with us for, maybe over a year now, and she's an incredible artist. So we're just going to go with her and kind of talk with her about her process and some of her pieces. So Brian, you can go ahead and go to Rise 2.
There we go. Pull the audio on the other device. There we go. Good to go.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Lee, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. And I just want to ask you to think about times when you've seen something that struck you, walked by a painting or a piece of art, maybe you weren't feeling good, maybe you're feeling great, and you look at that piece of art and suddenly you're left thinking, maybe changing the way you feel. For me, visual arts has given me an outlet to express myself creatively. And I've gone from just sitting and reflecting with my thoughts and expressing them onto paper, whether it be with words, with shapes. It's just given me a positive way to connect with myself. And not so much about the finished product, but the process of creating. It's been a transformative experience, one that I continue to work with. It's given me the ability to advocate on behalf of myself and my peers and say things and feel things that really, how can I say, soothing to the soul. It can be a release. More than that, it's taken me from a place in my recovery of just sitting and reflecting to inspiration, empowerment, motivation, and most importantly, the ability to heal and change and move forward in my life. And with that, I want to share these two pieces of art. They were inspired during a meeting that we had here once, and just connection. And the hands, for me, I love to draw the hands just because I think it speaks to the potential that we all have, the potential to do so much with just what God has given us. With that, I invite you to look at my art and sit and reflect and think about what your recovery means to you.
So Cassandra, I'd like to ask you a few questions about your art, actually. So what has your journey kind of been like, coming from a child to where you are now? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, when I was young, my grandparents were artists and craftsmen. I'm half Haudenosaunee Indian, so I was raised with all kinds of different crafts, whether it be leather, stone, and I was always encouraged to express myself creatively. And through my childhood, I struggled to express myself and to communicate productively. And my art gave me a way to do that in a space where I couldn't find the words, or maybe there were no words. My art was a way to just kind of express it and communicate, and just share what I was feeling, or trying to communicate to people, whether it be my family or to just society and to the world as a whole. It's just been the process through creating and growing up. You know, my addiction kind of took that from me. And it came from a place of shame for a long time, but recovery pulled me out of that. And it gave me the ability, especially having a recovery community organization where I could come and create and maintain my wellness. It gave me another tool, another way to inspire and motivate myself, keep myself well, and keep myself moving forward in my recovery.
Yeah, that's huge. My last question for you, I guess, would be, for people who say they're not an artist, do you have any advice for them in terms of trying visual art as a means to their recovery?
Yeah, sometimes it's not, well, it's never necessarily about the finished product as it is about the process of creating. It can really be a transformative process. It's actually considered an evidence-based treatment, and they've proven that through research. But most importantly, it's a way to rebuild your self-esteem, to heal, to help with your confidence, and really just to maintain your wellness.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Your art is always super inspiring and brings hope to many people. So also show some love to Cassandra as well in the chat. Go ahead and go to Alexia for some questions. So any questions you might have, go ahead and type those in the chat, and we can answer those. So you can go back to Rise 1.
Switch the audio back.
Hey there, everybody. In itself is amazing, but the process, it's about the process. A lot of times we get the opportunity to share the final product, but sometimes it takes us months on top of months to get to the root of what we're really creating. And so the creative part is about process and healing. You know, a lot of times when people talk about art and doing some kind of artistic expression, it's all about the final product and painting a picture and how you feel afterwards. But when you're able to process through your trauma, when you're able to process through the principles of recovery, that brings you to another place, and the final product is the solution. We really do live by art plus recovery equals freedom. The art is the expression from that place that has no words. We all know that there's a part of the brain that has no words. But then the recovery part is the part of self-awareness that we talk about in Intervention with Prevention with Tatanisha Frazier. It's about the principles, the 12-step principles. It's about learning how to cope with life on life's terms. And so whenever we look back on these pieces that we create, they bring us back to home base and remind us of where we've come from. So I just wanted to share that as well, that it's not just about the pretty pictures or the beautiful song, it's about the healing. And we believe that in our very core of who we are here at Rise. So do we have any questions?
Someone asked, do you sell your art, specifically to Cassandra? But I guess we could answer it as a whole.
Sure. So what Cassandra didn't share is that there was a time when she didn't want to share her art. And I remember when she first started working here, she didn't necessarily chime in the meetings, but she was doodling, I thought. And when she turned the book around and showed me this piece, I was in tears. So to answer that question, the answer to that question is yes. And you can definitely come and see us here at RISE or connect with Cassandra through our website, and she would be more than happy to talk to you further about that. Again, this piece that she's showing you right now is about connection, and I remember the moment that piece came into existence. We were in the middle of a drum session, and she was not drumming per se, but she was creating what her heart was singing back to us. So that's a very personal piece. Thank you, Cassandra.
Are there any upcoming events that you would like to highlight that, you know, some of the peers could join?
Yes, so on February the 13th, we will have, YoSis will be hosting Saturday Night Live. Bring your poetry. That information is also on our website. On February 30th, we will have self-settling and self-care with Leah Mann out of Seattle, Washington. That would be about scanning the body and dealing with some of the trauma that may come up in your physical body and stretching through it and breathing through it and healing through it. We really, really love to move as well here at RISE because we understand that the body does keep the score. Also want to let you know that we have art-inspired recovery every Tuesday from 12 to 2 with Cassandra, our artist featured today. On Tuesday night, we have Art Speaks, where we collaborate and wrap ourselves around recovery conversations and create out of that. On Thursday nights, we have our All Recovery meetings, and we're open from 11 to 3, Monday through Friday here, where you can come and paint, write, dance, create. It is a space that's conducive to any modality of art that you might want to wrap your heart around. Are there any more questions? No? Okay. Well, I would like for everybody that's in this room to come here because I can't do this by myself. Wait.
Somebody asked, what is the best time for a visit?
Between 11 and 3, Monday through Friday. If you want to do art with Cassandra, meet us here on Tuesdays from 12 until 2. Yes.
Okay. And someone said, do you display art within the community or just within the space?
You know what? We have just finished an amazing event with the Bakery of Atlanta, where some of our artwork is presented there. They had an event this past weekend sharing work about 2020 and the social injustices that we experienced in 2020. And it was just an amazing event. So yes, the answer to that is yes.
All right.
Could you share some other times that you have regular and support groups?
I'm sorry.
Will you repeat that for me, Brian?
Will you share some of the times that you have regular meetings and support throughout the week?
He was saying, will we share some of the times that some of our general meetings are, just so that people can be
Yes,
aware
the
of those?
time for Art Speaks is on Tuesday night. That is from 6:30 to 8. On Monday night is medicine assisted treatment. Zoom meeting with Cassandra Lee is at 7 p.m. The Art of Wellness with Tanisha Frazier and myself is on Mondays from 6 until 8. On Thursday night, it is from 7 to 8. On recovery. Did I get everything? Tuesdays from 12 to 2, art inspired recovery and daily check-ins every day, Monday through Friday here at 1 p.m.
All right, someone asked, would you be willing to present virtually to an inpatient treatment facility?
Of course. Yeah. We would love to do that.
And then lastly, are any of your activities virtual so others who can't be there physically can participate as well?
Yes, Monday night is virtual, Thursday night is virtual, We have 2 virtuals on Monday nights. That's Art of Wellness and also Mates. And on Thursday night, All Recovery is virtual as well. The Saturday Night Live is virtual, and the Self-Settling and Self-Care is virtual. Visit our website at www.r2ise theater. The way we spell theater is THEATRE.org. And we'll have all that information for you along with the meeting IDs and the passcodes and everything. Social media. All right, and social media, you can find us at Rise at social media and at Facebook and at Rise and Instagram. Yes, ma'am. Can everybody come in?
We've got one more question.
One more question.
Do you have artists that create or paint murals?
Yes, Yo Sis is a muralist. So she's amazing with that. I've seen a couple of the murals that she's done, just absolutely amazing. Yes, 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 yes.
All right, do we have any other questions? All right, thank you so much, everyone, for asking your questions.
I want everybody to see everybody. Okay, this is the Rise family. You know, one person can't do all of this, cannot do all of this. And as a community together, we create these amazing chronicles of hopes and these amazing pieces that speak to recovery and advocate for recovery. We use our recovery to demonstrate, illustrate, and advocate about the power of recovery. And at Rise, we always say this: we embrace our recovery.
We embrace our recovery.
We are restored.
We are restored.
We are inspired.
We are inspired.
We are supported and we know how to support.
We are supported and we know how to support.
We are empowered.
We are empowered.
And we are evolving.
And we are evolving.
We rise.
And we rise.
And we rise.
And we rise.
Thank you so much to the Georgia Council of Substance Abuse. Thank you so much for the Department of Behavioral Health and Development Disabilities. Thank you so much to the Georgia Mental Health Consumer Network. Thank you so much to Judy Fitzgerald and Governor Kemp and all of our legislators. Thank you so much for just being there for recovery and continuing to make sure that the message of recovery continues to go forth. Thank you, Neil Campbell. We salute you today and all the great work that you do. Jeff Breedlove, just want to say thank you to my board members of Rise and to our peer advisory board. Thank you, God bless you, and we hope to see you soon.
Going on a tour. The people want a tour, so we're gonna give it to them.
Yeah, we're going on tour. We're coming to you next.
No, I mean right now.
Oh, you're doing a tour now?
Yeah,
oh,
we're gonna start
yeah.
All right.
Oh, we're going on tour
Yeah,
now?
we're going on
Okay,
tour.
all right.
Show the
So,
people we got.
Yeah, okay, this is Cassandra, some of Cassandra's work. If you can see up there, and these pieces right here, this is where we have some meetings, and of course we have a little art in there too. We have the music area where we have drumming and guitars and a keyboard. We have all different kinds of drums. So if you like drumming, you might like this corner right here. This area over here is where we have our gratitude tree. And we always are very conscious of what we're grateful for. We have, offer coffee and snacks and everything. And this is where we create our visual art, and this is where Cassandra lives. So this is where you would create your art and meet with her if you wanted some one-on-one coaching through the arts. If we go over here, we'll see everybody just kind of hanging out. Wave at the people, y'all. This is where we have our meetings. We meet here, we write, We have our computer lab over there. And so we meet here a lot and do a lot of our creativity in this area in regard to wrapping our conversations around art. When you go this way, this is where Sarah and Kayla do their dancing. This is a professional dance floor. It has rubber on the bottom of the floor and it does bounce. I'm a retired dancer, so this is really important to have when you're dancing. It protects your knees. So yeah, that's just about it. I mean, we are here for you and we are excited about your excitement and look forward to having you come into our space.
What MARTA station are you in?
Yep, the MARTA station. Come on, yo sis. What MARTA station? Okay, at the West End. We're at the West End MARTA station. Now, if you call us prior to coming, we will come pick you up at the van, with the van. We do have a van that provides transportation from the West End train station. Okay. Answer that again. Our funding comes from DBHDD, the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. Yes.
All right, does anyone else have any questions for us? Thank you guys so much for all the love that you've been giving us in the chat. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff so far. I just want to say thank you so much to Rise and what y'all do. I want to share a quick little experience of my own. I've had a few times to come down there, and one time in particular I remember, and I think there might have just been one or two other people. I know Alexia was there and she was just finishing up some work, and it was probably early on in the new building there, and she said, why don't you create something? I don't consider myself much of an artist either, but I took a little time and just started painting, and as she was over there just letting loose on the drums, something that just kind of let go, and the creativity started to flow. I wouldn't say my piece was beautiful, but it was, again, what they were talking about, it was the process, and I felt a release of stress, the anxiety kind of drifting away, and I wasn't focused on what was happening in the world. I was just kind of free there for a minute. So I know Rise and what they do, it works, it's powerful. So if you get the opportunity, please go down and check them out. I've dropped in their information a couple of times in the chat, and I'll do it again here. If you want to try to save the chat, if you're on the computer, you're able to do that. On a mobile device, it's not possible, but in the chat box, those three little dots down in the bottom right corner, if you click it, it'll say save chat. And so then you can save the chat, you can keep the information there and contact Alexia and their team. And I know a lot of people are asking them to support what they're doing, so feel free to do that. If there's not any other questions, Kayla and Alexia, if y'all want to say anything else before we shut down, we really appreciate your time. It's been an awesome experience.
Again, we want to say thank you again for having us, Georgia Council of Substance Abuse. Thank you again to DBHDD for funding and partnering with us in this endeavor. Thank you so much for the Georgia Mental Consumer Network, who we partner with always. And I just am so appreciative of you, and especially you. Thank you, Kayla Carr, for putting this all together. Come on, y'all, give them. Here every day, Monday through Friday. She is a musician and an artist, and she's also a peer coach here at Rise, and would love to see you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. If anyone is interested in continuing on with some other breakout sessions, go ahead and register now. Thank you so much for joining us today. This will be recorded and made available in a few days via our YouTube channel. Thanks so much.
I just wanted to double check with you. Is there a survey or something that we need to fill out, or the peers need to fill out to let us know what they thought about the presentation?
So I've got a survey right here that I will drop in the chat for everyone to participate in. And then everyone that registered for this event or that participated today will follow up within the next couple of days and send the survey out again if you're unable to access it in the chat today. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Brian. We really appreciate you.
Thanks so much, everyone. We hope that you've enjoyed your session so far, and we've got many more to participate in. We'll see you there.
All right, everyone. Have a great one. Thanks so much again.